Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today is Saturday. It is 11 in the morning and I am on my way to San Francisco. I'm actually pumping gas before I go, but I am on my way to visit my mom because she is back at the hospital. She's going to be there probably till Monday. We literally went in for an appointment and they admitted her that same day, and it was just so unexpected. It was such a hard day. It's gotten better. She's gonna be out on Monday. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly. My camera. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what happened probably once I get there, just so I can, know that I'm there and I can talk to you guys. But as of now, I'm just gonna head on over there, and yeah, I'll see you guys once I get there. Okay, I just got to the hospital. I think when I left earlier, I said it was 11. It is 12:58. It took me like 2 hours to get here. I'm sitting in the parking lot. I'm about to head on over there, but I am exhausted. Like, that drive is so draining, especially because today's Saturday and I feel like a lot of people come to San Francisco but for the weekend, whatever. So my god, I am beyond exhausted. Luckily, like, my mom has like a next to her bed there's like a couch that turns into like a little bed, and I think I'm gonna take a good nap because I still have to drive home later on, obviously, and a ver cómo le hago. I brought her some stuff that I need to get off right now, and yeah, parking lots scare me, so me voy a tratar de ir cuando todavía no esté tan oscuro because I don't want to come here when it's dark. But yeah, okay. Let's get our stuff ready so I can go. Hey guys, so it is later on at night. It is 9 p.m. and honestly, whenever I got to the hospital, I forgot to record. I completely blanked out. I was just spending time with my mom y se me olvidó grabar. So let me see. Let me fix myself. I also have a whole Shein box of stuff that I want to show you guys. That way you guys can see all the cute stuff that I got. I actually got stuff for myself, I got stuff for George, and I got stuff for Sebastian, little sets. They have so many cute things, so I cannot wait for you guys to just see them. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened with my mom, just because I did post on Instagram and all of you guys were so sweet to send prayers our way and just cute messages overall. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened. Basically, my mom had her surgery back in January. I'm not too sure what the date was. I just know it was around January. We are already in March, pretty much ending March almost, and she had not gotten her stitches removed. Whenever I picked up my mom from the hospital, by the way, like, this is at UCSF. It's in San Francisco. It is an amazing hospital, and I'm just so happy with what they were able to do with my mom. But whenever I picked up my mom from the hospital, they did tell me, and I remember this clearly, it might have been a misunderstanding. Maybe the person that told me was just not aware. I don't know. But I remember them telling me that the stitches were going to fade away on their own or dissolve on their own. I don't know the correct terms, because I guess there is stitches que se tienen que ir a quitar, and there's stitches that you automatically just come off, dissolve. We are already at the end of March and stitches were still on. Okay, I felt I remember that they told me that stitches were gonna automatically come off. I told this to my whole family. They remember me telling them. Also, they didn't schedule an appointment for the stitches to come off, which kind of, why would they? You know, the stitches were gonna come off on their own, but they didn't. She didn't have an appointment till March, I think it was the 16th. It was like a couple days ago, on theater or something, and that was the first appointment after her surgery, which is already like 2 months after surgery. Stitches were supposed to come off, it said 10 days to 14 days after surgery. I found this out later. So whenever we had her appointment a couple days ago, it was over the phone through Zoom. They were looking at her cut, you know, at her wound. I was zooming in. They were so happy. They said everything was fine. But then the doctor asked me and said, what color are her stitches? And I said blue. So he was like, okay, those gotta go. Those should have been gone a while back. They should have been taken out, but no problem. They can still come off. So at that point, I was just like, oh my God, like, did I miss something? What happened? Or where did we go wrong? But I was fine because they told me that there was no problem as long as I made the appointment for them to be taken out. So I made the appointment, or no, they told me they would help me with that, and I never got a call. So the next day I called to schedule an appointment, and the night after her Zoom appointment, she started having discharge from a specific little space on her wound. It was scary because she had something kind of like a scab, que se cayó, una costra, and then she started to have some white discharge, kind of like pus. So that's when it was concerning, and luckily her appointment was the next morning when her stitches were going to be taken off. So once we got to UCSF, they started taking off her stitches, and the nurse automatically said that it looked infected. So wherever she started having the discharge, it started to look like it was infected. My mom washes the wound every single day. She scrubs it with soap. Obviously she's careful, but she does clean it and shower it every day. So it was just weird. She was putting on ointment, like antibiotic ointment on it, so it was kind of weird for it to get an infection. But she started taking off the stitches and she thought it was concerning, so she took a picture, she sent it over to the doctor, and that's when the doctor said that she needed to be admitted. Right there is when the nurse said, I have bad news for you guys, and I was just like, what? You know, we literally just went in there to take her stitches off, and they told us that they had bad news. Right there and then is when the nurse told me that my mom had to be admitted and she was gonna go into surgery all over again. Oh my God, I felt so heartbroken. I even paused. I remember that I paused and she was like, okay, you can tell your mom. And I was just like, oh my God, like I couldn't find the words to tell my mom. I couldn't find the words to like tell her like, you're gonna go through surgery again. Immediately my eyes started watering. My mom knew that something was wrong, and I just felt so heartbroken because I felt like it all falls right back on me, since I'm the one that's in charge of all her appointments. I'm the one that's in charge of taking care of her when she was here, and I just felt like, what if the stitches made the infection made the infection go worse? And I just felt like I just felt guilty because I was not aware about the stitching, and there was just so much going on in my head, and I pulled it together. I told my mom that she had to be admitted, and that she was going to get opened up again and go into surgery again. My mom started bawling. My mom was crying, and it's so hard to see your mom cry. It is so hard, so hard. I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, no problem, like that's fine. Does she have to stay here? And they were like, yeah, she's gonna have to stay here. We just don't know. Since it wasn't scheduled, we don't know if there's a bed available. We're gonna call you back in a couple hours, so you just have to wait around. So yeah, I think we waited maybe 3 hours until they called us, and I had to go and drop her off again, get her admitted into the hospital. And at this point, we were calling my siblings, we were calling my dad, and we were just crying. Me and my mom were just crying. My brothers, they were just like, be strong, like you have to be strong for her. And it was hard, you know, like because I saw her already go through surgery, and I already saw how hard it was on her, and for her to have to go through it a second time, it was hard. It was definitely hard to drop her off and know that she was so scared, you know. When I dropped her off, it was around 5 p.m. so I knew she wouldn't have surgery that day. She's gonna have surgery yesterday, but thank God, like all the doctors started coming in. I remember sitting there, and it was just different doctors just coming in to check her wound and just trying to see how bad the infection was. They were just scared that the infection was going to be all the way down to the bone, and they were just going to obviously have to open up her head again and do all the process all over again, you know. They said it didn't look that bad. It just looked worse because all they saw was in pictures. So we had hope. We had hope that she wasn't going to go through surgery. And we didn't know up to last night. They called me and they basically told me that they did CT scans, so they like did scans on her head, and they it didn't show that there was an infection past like to the bone, so they were just going to treat her with IV or with antibiotics through the IV. So she's still in the hospital right now. Hopefully she can get out. They told me Monday. I'm hoping that they can let her out tomorrow since she's been doing so good. But it was hard. It was so hard to just think that she's gonna go through this all over again, you know. Her recovery she's obviously been recovering ever since the surgery, but it hasn't been an easy recovery. My mom is very active. She's always like cleaning, singing. She's just such a happy, active person that seeing her, like seeing how long this recovery process is taking and like slowing her down, it's hard to see. But she did have seizures her entire life, and if you have never experienced somebody have a seizure, you can, I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube, you can literally look up epilepsy seizures and you will see what she went through her entire life. My mom could be cooking, my mom could be taking a shower, she could be outside at the store, and she would just drop and have a seizure. And okay, Sebastian came in and I completely forgot what I was saying. But yeah, my mom has had seizures her entire life. It used to be more where si se ponía nerviosa, if there was something that she was worried about, then she would have a seizure. But before her surgery, it got to the point where she was having minor seizures about 5 or 6 times a day. So that was horrible. It got to the point where it was just too much. Gracias a Dios, and thank you to the amazing surgeons. My mom has not had a seizure since her surgery, and it's been amazing. I can't even describe how good it feels for her not to have a seizure. To be honest with you, like, I cannot imagine how hard it must have been for her. Like, she had 4 kids, like how hard it must have been for her to like go through seizures when she was pregnant, or go through seizures when she had little ones, you know. To not be able to drive, to not be able to ever work because of your condition. We're just so blessed right now, and thank God this infection was able to be taken care of, and we're good. She's gonna be good. She's gonna be out, and she's gonna be back to herself in no time. And you guys know how much I appreciate my mom, so just seeing her in any type of pain, or seeing her scared or just sad, it just breaks my heart. So yeah, that's what happened. Sebastian's crying. Let me go get him. ¿Por qué lloras? ¿Quieres tu iPad? Okay, pero no llores, okay? I love you. Ayu. Madre, ¿dónde va? Me voy a mi casa. ¿Sí? Venga. ¡Sebastian! ¿Te escucha que está gritando? ¡Sebastian! ¡Chaps! ¡Mira quién está aquí! ¡Hola! ¡Wow! Ahí enfrente. ¡Ay, gracias, mijo chiquito! Cuidado. Pues donde sea. It hurt, mommy? Dice. Hurt?